Have you ever gotten one of these special little orange rocks, or maybe even some of this fancy dust, and have thought to yourself, the heck am I supposed to do with this? We're going to go ahead and fix that today. My name's Shino, and this is my Caphra stone guide. Really quick before we get into today's video, guys, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for all the support on the recent videos. It truly does mean a lot to me. Also, only 1.7% of you guys are subscribed, so if you enjoyed this video and don't want to miss any future content, be sure to click the subscribe button. Alright, so to start things off today, I'm going to go ahead and cover all the ways that you can actually get Caphra stones before we touch on what you actually need to do to make them and how they're actually used. So to start things off, I am going to go ahead and cover a tab that's going to be incredibly useful for all of you new adventurers or returning players that don't know about this function. So all you have to do is hit escape on your keyboard, and then if you don't have it tabbed over here like I do, you're just going to type up here and search Monster Zone Info. And then it's going to go ahead and pop this tab up. It also tells you that it's under the adventure key. So it's going to bring this up to you, and then you're going to be able to see all of this information from here. So you can go over and see where these Caphra stones drop. You can see where spirit dust drops, and it's going to give you all the zones of every single area. But the reason why we're actually touching on this is going to be for the recurring quest section, because this is going to be one of the bigger ways on how you're getting some of your Caphra stones daily. So for example, we're going to head over to Ulakita. This isn't an area that you guys are going to be participating in. This is just me showing it as an example. You can click this, and it's actually going to set a navigation point to where that NPC is located. So I'll be able to go right over here and pick up all the daily quests for that specific zone. Now you can do it with every monster zone in the game. I could come over here to Valencia. Actually, let's not use Valencia because it's in the desert. I could come over here to Calfian territory, and then we could come over to Cyclops land. And if there were any daily quests here, it would show up here. But I could, for example, use Hex Sanctuary. So I can click right here, and it's going to go ahead and target the NPC in that location. So then you would just go here, you would accept all the quests. The quests usually give you a fair amount of Caphra stones, but I'm going to go ahead and switch to a site that we're going to use to actually detail which areas are going to be the best Caphra stones per hour for you new players. Okay, we're over here on Garmoth.com. Now, Garmoth.com has a lot of things that I can go over, and if you guys would like me to go ahead and go over everything that this site has to offer, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, and I will make an entire video about this website alone. But today, we're only going to be focusing on the best grind spots, which is going to go ahead and detail what exactly is the best silver per hour for your specific AP and DP, or you can sort it by item specifics. Now, I'm going to touch on a couple of spots here at lower AP and DP sections because I don't know what seasonal characters nowadays are ending out with. I'm pretty certain it's 250, 308, but I haven't been fully paying attention to everything with them adding in free Tets and free Pen Black Stars. So we're just going to use this as an example, but key in your AP and DP in this section right over here, and that's going to change what you have to look at. So the main spots that we're actually going to be looking at are going to be Tortuga Ancient Ruins, Mancham Forest, as well as Tooth Fairy Forest. So the reason why I've got two spots in here that I want you guys to go to specifically is because these are actually going to be spots that drop your HP pot and your mana pot pieces, as well as pity. So you can use these if you want to boost yourself up a little bit more. But for example, Mancham Forest is going to be one of the best silver per hour spots for you guys, along with Tortuga Ancient Ruins. I don't put Shere Khan in here because, well, these belts aren't really doing too hot, and this place just doesn't make as much money as it could. So for example, we're going to come over here to Mancham Forest, and as you can see, it drops 42 Caphras an hour. Now, this isn't guaranteed. This fluctuates. It comes down to the person and how efficient you guys are with your grinding, and it also drops around 43 spirit dust per hour. Now, this is going to be the huge thing that you guys are looking at. Now, whenever you're coming to this website, take all of this stuff with a grain of salt. I'm being 100% honest here with you. Some of these numbers are a little bit inflated, but whenever it comes to the Caphra stone and spirit dust, just look at these and just rough estimate with them. So like 33 per hour here, 82 spirit dust per hour here. Tortuga is a really good spot to go to. It used to be a lot better, but now it's really just all that good for getting your artifacts, your PvP artifacts, things like that if you do end up wanting to do that. So now that we covered your daily quests, as well as using Garmoth.com to go ahead and kind of show you how many Caphra stones and spirit dust drop per hour at certain locations, I'm going to show you how to actually create your Caphra stones and then use your Caphra stones. So the reason why I touched on spirit dust whenever we were going through the section on grind zones is because spirit dust is going to be used to actually create your Caphra stones. So in order to use your spirit dust, as it says right here whenever you hover over it, it says crafting materials require 5 ancient spirit dust and 1 black stone. So if you do 5 spirit dust and 1 black stone using simple alchemy, it's going to go ahead and give you a Caphra stone. Now, there are other ways that you can go ahead and do this. Say, for example, you can see here that I have 259 and I only got 1 Caphra stone for that small little cook session. So what we're going to do is click on your Simple Alchemy tab after pressing L on your keyboard to open up the processing window. You can go ahead and put blackstone in, and then blackstone powder. I can show you how to go ahead and get yourself some of this. And then you're going to go ahead and put in the ancient spirit dust. As you can see down here at the bottom, it says for mass processing. It's going to use 50 spirit dust, 10 blackstone, and then 1 blackstone powder. So once I put this in, it's going to go ahead and take a little bit, but it will process through and actually give me more Caphra stones per proc than what it did whenever I used just the base without using the blackstone powder. It's going to create about 10 each time, so it's going to burn you through your spirit dust a lot faster. So the way that you're going to go ahead and create your blackstone powder is you're going to head over here to the grinding tab in the processing menu. So this is another situation where I mentioned the sealed black magic crystals in my previous video that's just going to make it a lot easier on you. Instead of heating and just heating through all of these to get your magical shards, you're going to select grinding and then put them in here, and it's going to grind through all of them. What this is going to do is it's just going to make it to where you're not having to select individual crystals. You can just keep them in the sealed state, and then you grind all of them together instead of having to reset your processing menu every time you go to do this. It doesn't take a lot of these in order to get a good amount of blackstone powder. As you can see, I just went ahead and grinded some of them, only one of them, and I got 101 black powder. So just go ahead and go through some of these, just process them down and separate them between like heating and grinding. Alright, now that we've finished up processing all of our ancient spirit dust, I'm going to show you guys how to actually use your Caphra stones. So when you use your Caphra stones, make sure that the weapon or piece of gear that you're trying to put them in is unequipped and just sitting in your inventory. From there, you're just going to click on the Caphra stone, and it's going to open up the enhancement menu. It's going to go over to the Caphra section, and then you will select the weapon that you want to put in to do Caphra stones with, and then it's going to give you the amount that you actually need. So these amounts are going to be a lot lower for you guys as you're going through and putting in your Caphra stones, so keep this in mind. As you can see here, it says I have 2,097 until my next level. So all you're going to do is just slot in all of your Caphra stones, and then you'll just click skip animation. You don't need to worry about it going through the whole animation, as all of this is guaranteed. It just slots the stones in, and then each time that you complete a Caphra stone level, it actually gives you extra stats. So my best recommendation for you guys is when you're going through your gear and you've turned all of your gear into the Jatina Reformed Pen Boss gear, please make sure that you are actually slotting Caphra stones into all of your gear to at least Caphras level 4. If this video helped you out, make sure you let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other videos that you might want me to put out, please let me know in the comments section. I'm trying to figure out things that are useful to new players, but it's been a very long time since I myself have been a new player, so there are some things I may miss. If you guys do want to catch me live by chance, I do stream on Twitch. I am live Tuesdays through Fridays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. CST. Sometimes I go a little bit longer, but again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.